up, guys? How we doing today? I don't even have my phone. Hope you guys are having a wicked day. We are rocking out. Hope you guys are having a wicked day. Hope you guys are rocking. Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. Hope you guys had a wicked day or wicked week. Rocked out, ready for the weekend. We are live on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and TikTok, making things happen, doing the doggone thing. Destiny, Token, Bad Boy, Sandy, what's happening? IA, not AI. Hope you guys are having a wicked day. Hope you guys are rocking. Man, we are in a bit of a pickle here. So what? Rasheed Rice officially ruled out. Coker or Flowers? Chino, what's up, man? Thank you for the question. Kurz Dog, yo, Coker or Flowers? I'm a biased Baltimore Ravens fan, so I will pick Flowers every day. That being said, I think Coker's in a really good position. I don't normally say that about Carolina Panthers guys, but he's doing well. Sean, thank you for the follow. Hope you're having a wicked day. Swift or Rico? I would go Swift. I don't care for. Normally, I don't care for Carolina Panthers offense, so I'm not going Rico Dowdle. Dart or Caleb Williams? No, Caleb actually did well last time they played. Yes, he most definitely did in 2 leagues. I thought I was great. At the same point, 4.1. Yeah, imagine if I told you that. Matt Stafford threw for 450 yards. You would have thought he got at least 70, right? Noah, I would do Caleb. Sean, no, not Tracy, man. I don't think that he'll do well against Minnesota's defense. I don't really want any part of that. Stroud or Purdy. I mean, Jalen Hurts got me 30 points against Las Vegas last week, so I feel like Stroud could do the same thing, 25, 30-ish. He's been throwing at Nico Collins a lot again, right? So that's wicked. C's Michael Wilson over George Pickens. How do we sit Michael Wilson in favor of George Pickens with any sort of confidence? You know what I mean? Like, that Chargers defense is for real. Mo, Lad against Dallas or Wandale versus Minnesota. Yeah, I'm gonna go Lad against Dallas. I don't know that I want any part of that Minnesota defense. I don't know how much I want of that Minnesota defense because they've been really good for like a few weeks in a row now. So Xavier, Goff, or Purdy. I think Goff probably has the better game, but Purdy is set up to do really well. I kind of lean towards the Monday night games. They have a little bit more. They hold a little bit they just have a certain allure to me. That being said, I think Jared Goff probably has the better game at home in the dome. You know what I mean? I know Indianapolis is going to be a dome too, but AJP, what's up? What's up? Diavol, what's up? What's up? Tyler, Lamar, Dak, Burrow, Stroud. So I'm a biased Baltimore Ravens fan, so I think Lamar all day. That being said, I fully expect Burrow to have a wicked game, and Jalen Hurts got me 30 points against Las Vegas last week. So yeah, I think Lamar. I would choose Lamar, but I'm fully expecting a big game from Joe Burrow. Darian, Sid Jennings, Carter Jettas, or Hampton. Honestly, I'm not sitting Jettas. I know that's the answer you're looking for, but I'm not going to do that. So for me, it's Hampton. Yeah, I just think the other guys have kind of earned the right. But you could probably get behind sitting Carter, but I think Hampton's probably the sit for me at least. If you want something else, I'm not going to give it to you. I'm sorry. Damn, these questions are flying in fast and furious. If I don't get to them, post them again or just send me a DM. I'll get to them today before the game if you need it, before 5 o'clock game. I'm going to get off before 5 o'clock, so I'll be able to answer some questions. You guys are wicked. Prude Machine, Warren or Gainwell? Do I assume you mean Jalen Warren? I'm one of them's the starter, one of them's the backup. You know what I mean? My brain can't handle starting the backup over the starter when the starter's healthy. Not for me. The TikToker, Pittman or Watson? Honestly, the Monday night has an allure to me. The Monday night game has an allure to me. Um, but I think I don't want any part of that Indianapolis offense, with the exception of JT. I guess we could play him. He'll probably do well still. But like, is it Phillip Rivers going to be a quarterback? I heard that Anthony Richardson is practicing now. Riley Leonard is in the picture. So I don't know if I want any part of that Indianapolis offense this week. Let's have a Saturday. Starting with Miami. So far, 0-0 in the second quarter. I have Miami +3. No problem at all, man. I hope that helps, right? I hope it works out. I hope it works out. I really do. Mooley, start one. Diggs, Worthy, Watson. I would probably start Worthy, man. No Rice. Like, I don't know, man. The Tennessee offense just gave up 360 yards to the to Shador Sanders. You know what I mean? So like I don't think Gardner Minshew's that bad. So I'm actually excited to start Xavier Worthy. I'm excited to start Travis Kelce. He's gonna be wicked. Jace, what's the question? Courage Dog, I have Rice and Burton out. Oh, guys in there pick up Worthy. So I would definitely pick up Worthy and play him. That's like I was saying. I'm actually excited for them to play this week. And fuck. I think Gadsden's probably like my pick. I'm not really excited for any of those. But yeah, I would definitely pick up Worthy. Fuck, how is McLaurin or Pitts at the flex? Really, dude? You're impatient for that? I don't know. What do you want me to say? What, like, do you want me to say McLaurin or do you want me to say Pitts? Because one of them got 45 points last game. I don't know. Philadelphia's defense has been pretty decent. They looked good last week. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say. One of them got 45 points last week, so I think. Yeah, I don't think that Terry will have a decent. Like I think he might have a decent game, but do I think T. Higgins will play? As far as I know, T. Higgins will play. Is he not playing? I know he was questionable. Like he was in the concussion protocol, but I didn't hear questionable after full practice. Okay, so I do know that a full practice is one of the steps that they need to do in order to clear the concussion protocol. So he's at least trend like at this point they're calling him questionable, but I would say he's on the optimistic side of questionable. You know what I mean? So should I start Chris Rodriguez or Audric Estimine? Milo, I'm starting Estimine over Rodriguez. So I don't know if that's the play, but that's what I'm doing. I think the Jets defense is worse than like I think that New Orleans is in a better position to have Estimine do better than Washington is to have Rodriguez do better. So I'm starting Estimine, probably. Most likely. Now that Rice is out, I'm most likely. Yeah, right. So I hope that helps, right? I hope it works out. I really do. Rowe, DJ Moore, Watson, or Diggs, pick two. So I would pick DJ Moore and Stephon Diggs. It's going to be cold in Chicago tonight. And Christian Watson already came out and said that he's not 100%. So in the cold, I don't know, man. He would be the one that I would bench. Reed, Bacon, Swift, Smitty, Tracy. Yeah, I would do Swift and Smitty. I was saying, no problem at all, man. I hope that works out. Hope it helps. I just don't want any part of the Minnesota defense this week. I mean, the Giants, it's going to be cold in New York, right? Yeah. No problem at all, man. I hope it works out. I hope that helps, right? Jacob, Pickens, or DK. So I honestly think that DK has the higher upside this week. But like in all honesty, can we start Pickens? Same Garrett. Can we start Pickens with any sort of with confidence? You know what I mean? Like, are we confident in him to do well at all? Like last week, he didn't do well against a really good Minnesota defense. This week, he's got a really good LA defense. You know what I mean? So Silas, can we not start both Michael Wilson and JMO? Because I want to start both. Bears, Bills or Eagles D, MA. I'd go Bills. I'm a biased Baltimore Ravens fan, and I don't like Cleveland at all. So I would go Bills. I don't know. Philadelphia's on the road today, so you know what I mean. Like it's not like last week where they were at home. So San Keith, Waller, or Kincaid. So I like Waller this week playing against a really bad against the tight end Cincinnati defense. But with a rookie quarterback, and Buffalo needs a win, right? And Kincaid is one of Josh Allen's favorite weapons. So I have Drake London. See, I might bench Drake London in favor of those two. So yeah, I don't know, man. That would be my pick. Bench Drake London, play Michael Wilson and Jamo Williams. I mean, they've earned it. You know what I mean? They've earned the right to be in your lineup. And at home, totally think that Detroit's going to put up points. If it was on the road in Pittsburgh, I don't think that Detroit would be doing well because Jared Goff also struggles in the outdoors, right? So I fully expect JMO to do well in the similar fashion that he's been doing well. You know what I mean? So for me, I would pick him. Man, a lot of questions coming in, guys. I'm not going to get to them all. I just talk a lot. I'm not ignoring you. I don't hate you. If you want to just keep reposting it, that's cool. If you want to just send me a DM, I'm going to get off before the 5 o'clock game today. So listen to everyone. The Big Yeti, man, imagine if you were told before the game that Matthew Stafford threw for 450 yards. You would have been even more excited to start Parkinson. So I'm not even mad at it. It is what it is. Whatever. You know what I mean? The quarterback threw 450 yards. Yeah, we listened, but at the same time, the quarterback threw 400, almost 500 fucking yards, and our guy can't get anything. So yeah, no, I ain't mad at it. It is what it is. Fantasy football sucks sometimes. Bengals or Minnesota. So I might row. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I can't start the Bengals D with any sort of confidence against even though it's against Miami and a rookie quarterback. Like if it was in yeah, Brewski, yeah, whatever. Fuck off. How about that? You know what I mean? The quarterback threw for 450 yards. How do you not how do we get none of that? You know what I mean? The third string tight end is getting the touchdown grab. So whatever. Okay, I'm glad I didn't jump on the train. How about that? There you go. Sorry, that's my rant. So Roe, that's what I was saying. Like I feel more confident starting the Minnesota defense against the Giants. Yeah, I understand wanting to start a defense against a rookie quarterback. You know what I mean? But to me, in the semifinals, the Cincinnati defense. You know what I mean? Like, also, I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, so like, you know, that's right. Lover, see, I would do Sutton over London. I don't really know, man. Like, I don't know what to expect from London coming back this weekend, and like, he could do very well. I think I might feel a little bit more confident with Sutton. Um, Jacksonville's defense ranks number 1 against the run, but they rank number 20 against the pass. So I fully expect some were saying that I believe in Bo Nix. You would call me a Bo lever. Some would say that I Bo leave. You know what I mean? So I think that it might, and also I'm playing against Bo Nix. This guy's Puka. He's playing Bo Nix. I can only imagine he's gonna get 785 yards. Burrow or Allen, the Big Yeti. How the hell do you have Joe Burrow and Josh Allen? Come on, man. Vito, this A&M game is crazy, man. The offense can't do nothing. Defense is ruling. How about that Malachi kid getting tackled for a touchdown? Oh, he had it too. He just stopped. That cost him for real. That cost him. He had it too. Yeah, those defenses look good, man. I have Miami +3, so it's looking all right. Yeah, but that being said, I don't know, man. I can't choose between Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. For me, I would have traded one of them earlier in the season. Like I would have probably, yeah. See, and then like I don't know, I might have traded Josh Allen. You know what I mean, and got like a legit player. So exactly 3-0 final. Hell yeah, man, dude. These offenses can't get nothing going. They had that one huge play, and then what? They lost yards, and then ended up kicking the ground. Oxum boy, need a Hail Mary. Opponent also has Puka. Start Caleb or Stroud, Aubrey or Pinero. So I might start Pinero. I know he kicked the ground. Oh, how about that last field goal, man? 47 yards goes this way and then all the way over. What the hell? So yeah, I think Stroud is probably has the higher ceiling against Las Vegas, and I think Pinero will probably be better than Brandon Aubrey. I don't know that Dallas is going to be able to move the ball very well. Joshua, Tet, or Reed. So I don't care for Carolina Panthers at all over here. So for me, I would choose Reed, but I could totally Bukaki parties. Don't tell him that. That's my commissioner. We don't want to give him any more. It is a fantastic name. You're not getting me wrong, but I'm not going to tell him that. That's all I need, man. So Joshua, I would choose Reed. Like I don't know. I hope that helps. I don't care for Carolina. That's all I can say about that. And Jalen Reed's looked really good. They've liked him over the last couple weeks. So yeah. Eric, Tyler Warren, Loveland, or Waller. So honestly, I would go Loveland. There's no Rome and no Luther Burden. I think that Loveland is kind of in the best position there. I know Waller's playing Cincinnati, but I don't know, rookie quarterback. And then I don't want any part of that Indianapolis offense. Like, let's get real here, man. They stink. Like not only like it's not that they stink. It's like is it Phillip Rivers going to be quarterback? I heard Anthony Richardson is practicing. There was talk that it might be Riley Jenkins or whatever his name is. So yeah, no, I don't know. Riley Leonard. Sammy, what's up? What's up? Chillin'. We got Puka on Thursday. Evan, ETN, Pickens, Henderson, Dowdle, Evans, pick 2. Honestly, I might just do ETN and Evans, man. Like, I don't know. Pickens, Dowdle, no thank you. Henderson probably might be a way to go. You know what I mean? On the roof, supporting me. Yes. What's up, rooftops? At least it's cold out there. I used to work at a roofing supply store, so I know kind of what you guys go through. And at least it's cold out there. That it's better for you. It's better than the hot. You know what I mean? Big Yeti, Nico, JJ, Higgins, A-Chain, Chase Brown, Henderson. Holy Mackinac. 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, and a flex. 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, and a flex. No problem at all, Evan. I hope it works out for you. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, we need 2, 2, and a flag. Okay, so we basically need to sit 1. Honestly, I'd probably just sit Henderson. I'd just leave him in that order. Nico, JJ, T. I assume you're talking T. Higgins. A-Chain, Chase Brown. I expect to do well. Yeah, I'd probably do that. It's a 3-pitch. Oh, damn, no way. So we used to deliver up to the top, and 7 was our limit. Scared the shit out of me. I'm scared of heights, right? So it would scare the shit out of me. But I used to love going on the flat roofs. Just fucking throw the bundles all over. Well, that was me. I was just delivering them. I couldn't imagine. Tar and gravel. Oh. Yeah, at least you're keeping warm. Kaysen, Hampton, or Tracy. honestly, I don't want to do Hampton, but I don't want any part of that Minnesota defense. So for that reason, I would go Hampton against Dallas. I can't envision a game where Tracy goes nuts. You know what I mean? Especially with Singletary there. Applauser, Loveland, or Dallas. Gee, Bobby, Loveland, or Hunter Henry. I might go Loveland over both of those. There's no Romo Dunze, no Luther Burden, and last time that happened, Loveland actually got a big game, right? So Matt, Chris Rodriguez, or wait for Emmanuel Wilson if Jacobs is out. So I haven't heard anything concrete that Jacobs is going to be out, and I can actually tell you that in the case of Rashee Rice, his projections kept going down, like lower and lower. So like I kind of knew that he was going to get ruled out because of the way that his projections went lower and lower. Jacobs' projections have stayed the same all across the board. So I think they're fully going to play him. Like I fully expect him to play, and I don't know if my brain would be able to handle sitting somebody waiting for somebody to be injured. You know what I mean? Like unless I have like a legit option that I can play if Jacobs does play. You know what I mean? That's just my thoughts on it. Nick's Golf is back. What's up? What's up? Lover Baker. Honestly, Jordan Love did really well against Chicago last time. So I think like 25 points maybe he could get. I'm not really sure that Baker could get that much more than 25. So for that reason, I would probably go Love. They need this win too, right? So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be cold, but they play in Green Bay. It's not like it's balmy over there. Greach, Gino, Goddard, Bowers, or Pitts. Yeah, I might go Goddard over both of those guys. Honestly, Gino, imagine if I told you in August that we were going to be seriously considering benching Brock Bowers in the semifinals of our playoffs. You would have laughed at me. I would have laughed at me. Probably would have never listened to anything else I have to say again. But yet, here we are. Now I would have looked like the smartest man alive. Anyways, that being said, yeah, I don't know how we start Brock Bowers with any sort of confidence. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no problem at all, man. I really hope it works out for you, but I really don't know how we start Brock Bowers. Like those certain guys, and like I'm also with you guys in sitting Justin Jefferson. Don't get me wrong. I'll tell you guys to play him because I'm not really going to start him. That being said, I didn't bench Brock Bowers, and in my one league that I have him, I'm out of the playoffs. So, you know what I mean? So I tend to go down with the ship for better or worse, as they say. Peter Loveland, yeah, exactly. With no Odunze or Burden, yeah, I'm choosing Loveland. And if I wish, in hindsight, is 2020 that I'd have known that because I would have played Loveland over Parkinson, probably in both leagues. You know what I mean? Gale, QJ, or Michael Carter. So starting running backs tend to hold a little bit more weight for me. I do like the matchup with Dallas, and I'm considering playing QJ. But yeah, starting running backs just hold a little bit more weight to me. So for that reason, I would go Michael Carter. And for that reason, I'm probably going Audric Estime over Quentin Johnson. Just starting running backs tend to hold a little bit more. You know what I mean? Bobby, London, Wilson, or T. Higgins, pick two. Honestly, I might just not choose London. I would go Wilson, T. Higgins. I'm fully expecting a huge bounce back game from Joe Burrow. If it was in Cincinnati, I'd probably bench T. Higgins. I could get behind that because the cold, right? But in the heat of Miami, I fully expect Joe Burrow to ball out. And for that reason, yeah, I think Michael Wilson's kind of earned must-start territory. And I think we start him because MHJ is back. I'm not really worried about that. I'm excited for Jacoby Brissett. To me, it was a Kyler Murray problem. I don't really think Kyler Murray is that good of a quarterback. You know what I mean? So I think that Jacoby Brissett is good enough, right? Josh, Igbuka, Reader, Smith. I'm starting Smith, so I would probably think that he's the start. Especially Washington's defense isn't really that good, you know what I mean? So Logan, thank you for the follow. Harvey, Cardi, Bucker, Brown. I have to start at 3. Honestly, I'd probably just sit Harvey, start Carter, Bucky, Brown. I think those guys have higher upside than RJ playing against the best run defense in the league. You know what I mean? Quinn, I'm a biased Baltimore Ravens fan, so I'm choosing Lamar every day. Peter, Estime, or Carter. I mean, I think Estime is probably the answer. The Jets defense, I think that the Saints are in a better position to be more up on the Jets than the Arizona Cardinals are to be up on the Falcons, if that makes sense. I hope that helps, right? I'm starting Estime. I don't have the option to start Carter, so I might think differently, but I'm starting Estime. May or Herbert. Herbert is going against the Cowboys. No, I'm with you. So what are you thinking then? You thinking the Cowboys is an easier matchup? Because I fully expect New England to be able to put up points against Baltimore. Like I expect that to be a big game. But if you think that the Cowboys are going to give up points too, like JJ just made the Cowboys look silly last week. So like it kind of sounds like you're thinking Herbert. I can get behind Herbert. Biased Baltimore Ravens fan, so I'm kind of hoping that we kill New England enough to make them bench their starters in the second quarter. XXX Goddard or Warren? You mean Tyler Warren? I don't know if I want to do that. I think I would just do Goddard playing Washington. Washington's defense isn't that good, and yeah, I don't know, man. Do we want any part of Indianapolis? You know what I mean? Tino, Jarrett, Jamo, or Derrick Henry? Whoa, come on, man, that's crazy. Get out of here with that. Biased Baltimore Ravens fan. We don't stick Derrick Henry for nobody. Who are you playing? Rico Dowdle? I bet he's playing Rico Dowdle. Need Knicks and St. Brown to each put up 40. Nice. Honestly, this guy he's got Puka and he's probably gonna and he put up a lot of points. But I got Christian McCaffrey in that league, so I'm fully expecting McCaffrey to come and have my back. Jalen Warren or Sutton in my flex. Duck you. I would go Sutton. So I read that Detroit's defense is good against the running back as a whole. Um, and they tend to limit catches to the running back position. So like I don't know. I'm kind of worried about starting Jalen Warren myself. So and for the and Jacksonville's defense ranks number 1 against the run, but they rank number 20 against the pass. So I fully expect Bo Nix to kind of have a good game. Some would call me a Bo Lever. Others would say I Bo Leave. Isak, if Emmanuel Wilson is starting to flex him or Watson, I mean, I feel like we know the answer to that question. Come on, man. You didn't have to type that. I appreciate you reaching out and typing the question, getting me all sorts of stuff going on my live stream, but we know the answer to that one. Aiden, same thing. Judkins or Irving, we know the answer to that one. No way we're starting Jim. Well, obviously I'm a Bo Lever. Go Ducks! Hey! I got Ducks minus 20 and a half later on. Let's go! A fellow Bo Lever, I like it. So you know then, we Bo Leave. Puka! Pick Jane Reed, Devontae, and Michael Wilson. Yeah, I might go Devontae and Michael Wilson. I think they have the higher upside. I like the matchup against Washington's defense. And Michael Wilson's just been he's reached must-start territory. Watson been elite every game. You know what? It's going to be really cold in Chicago. And he already said that he's going to be playing at less than 100%. And in a warm climate, I might go Watson all day. But in the cold, I don't know, man. I mean, do you because it's your team and you have to be happy with it at the end of the day. I tend to look for things that aren't really, there. I tend to look for things. It's not always about X's and O's to me. You know what I mean? I have Puka, so a little cushion with my other starts. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I hear you. I was playing Puka, so like, I mean, on the surface, we all kind of expected it. You know what I mean? We all were hoping that it didn't happen if we were playing against them, but like we all kind of knew. You know what I mean? Because of Puka, he's a beast. No, you're not wrong, right? He's fucking damn. He just does the good things, like everything right as a wide receiver. The funniest thing though is he's calling out the refs saying on a live stream saying that they're shit, and then at the same time asking for calls for the ref. Like I'm a referee, and if you went out on a live stream and then asked me for a call, no way, I'm not giving you the fucking call because you're right. I am just a regular person. I don't get paid as my full time job to do this. I go back to my construction job or my line working job, come here on the weekend to ref professional football. Hell yeah, I'm fucking doing shit like that. Also, my interpretation of a rule is different than your interpretation of a rule. That's just the way it goes. And so, yeah, you come out, call me out for saying that I'm shit. I'll be professional about it. Don't get me wrong, because that's that's what we have to do at the end of the day. But you come crying to me looking for a call? No way. No way, Jose. Steve Warren or Waller. Yeah, see, I just don't know how we start any of the Indianapolis Colts outside of Jonathan Taylor, obviously. But other than that, like, I don't know how we start any of the Indianapolis Colts with any sort of confidence. You know what I mean? Like, I know that Darren Waller's playing with a rookie quarterback. He's also playing the worst defense in the league against the tight end position, who seems to give up 1,000,000 yards and 5 touchdowns to every tight end, except for when he's playing Baltimore. When they're playing Baltimore, Baltimore tight ends can't get dick all against them. But yeah, no, I think that if Puka's calling, no, honestly, I guarantee he's not wrong. I'm a ref, man, so I guarantee he's not wrong, and I guarantee if I was doing that, hell yeah, I would. I would make a controversial call to get on TV, or hell yeah, I would make a weird call to get on TV, or I would do something to get on TV. Hell yeah, man. But also, there was a documentary that basketball referee Tim Donahue on Netflix. If you can watch that, well, it might be on Disney actually. But if you can watch that because it's not even like referees do things like they make bad calls or whatever. They tend to just make the call the way that the call is supposed to be made, and you're not at like most guys don't make the call specifically to the way the call is supposed to be made. But when you do, people get upset because not everybody does. And in reality, there could be a friggin' penalty on every play always. Like there could be a penalty always every single time down the field. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I don't think that the refs are quote unquote bad. I mean, obviously they're not good, but yeah, they should change that and have refs that get paid by the league, that get paid. You said Torment Rasheed Wallace and Allen Iverson. You know what I mean? So yeah, so like I do believe that they should make a fundamental change to the referees, but they won't, right? It's too much money involved. And then what are they going to do? You know, they just fucking, all of a sudden you get to I'm a ref. I get to my hotel room and courtesy of, Roger Goodell, I've got a whole fucking bag of cocaine and all the strippers that I can handle. You know what I mean? And so maybe I don't get a little bit more money, but I get the time of my life to make a call a certain way. All I got to do is make a call a certain way, or all I got to do is just not see something. Okay. You know what I mean? It's right. We're all human. And at the end of the day, we are all human. So like that's where I don't understand. Like I understand the refs from like on the field perspective. For me, like that's what I said. Like I'm a ref too. So like you can't always see everything. And I don't always see things the same way that you see things. You know what I mean? Like you think something happened, but I don't think that thing happened to you as much as maybe it did. Like, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, holding, right? Like I don't think that it was holding as much as you maybe thought you got held. You know what I mean? So little things like that. So, but what I'm saying is they should have a team up on the up in the booth to just review that shit and call down to the head ref, hey ref, fumble or interception or that wasn't a flag or that should have been a penalty or it's like so they should do that. So like we're harping on the refs a lot here, man, and like they're only human too. I say that as a referee though, so like I kind of they hold a little soft spot in my heart because like you harp on them all the time, but like nowadays with all the technology that we have, there should be somebody up in the booth calling down to him in his ear, telling him, "Hey, that's this is the way that it's supposed to be called, or this is what we're going to be calling." But at the same time, like, how do you know that guy in his ear isn't from Vegas and like, hey, this is what we're going to call right now to just change the fundamentals of the game? You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I think it's all just rigged for entertainment purposes. I do like at the fundamental core. I think it's all rigged, and like there's not anything we can do about it, really. And like I read something was funny about the basketball scandal that came out. All the guys betting on or gambling on the games, and they say, "Well, I really hope they cover that on the FanDuel show, brought to you by Bet365, hosted in the DraftKings arena." You know what I mean? And like, oh, that shit. Like, you think it's not rigged towards that stuff? So yeah, I don't know, man. Do I think the refs suck? No. Do I think they're in a tough position? Yes. Do I think they deserve some help from up top? Yes. 100%. I even remember I was watching the Baltimore Cincinnati game last week. Yeah. And there was a play where on the field it looked like Lamar threw an interception. I will say that. On the field it looked like it. But you could clearly tell in the replay, like I didn't even have to watch anything more than just the replay to tell you that that ball went through the guy's arms and it hit the ground. So like I'm a general perspective guy, and I can see that, and I can tell you that it was an incomplete pass, not a thing. And so now you're gonna tell me that somebody up in the replay booth can't fucking see that, even though they're showing me that on TV, and just tell the ref, "Hey, not an interception." You know what I mean? So like, yeah, like I think they deserve some help. You know what I mean? Get them some help. Hell yeah. Sorry. I know that's not about fantasy football, but you know, it has to be said. Like, can't just blame the refs all the time. Rams had a couple terrible calls against them. The illegal downfield block. You know what? The illegal illegal man downfield in the end, like on the 2 yard line or 3 yard line, whatever it was. Like, where downfield are we? And so that's what I mean, though. Like, yeah, okay, on the field of play, yeah, illegal man downfield. But somebody should be able to call into this guy's earpiece and be like, hey, that actually wasn't an illegal man downfield. It's we're not going to call that. That should be something that should be able to happen. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand why it doesn't. Like they show it on the replay, and then let's bring in our fucking replay or our head NFL ref, Tony whatever his name is, and then he comes on and says, oh yeah, no, I wouldn't have called that, that's a bad call, yeah, it's not this. So like, why can't we just tell the guys on the field that? Like, why do we have to be like, oh no, yeah, play on? What? Like, trust me, like I'm a ref, man, so like I don't like to be told that I'm wrong, but there is a lot of times where I would appreciate some help of like a replay. You know what I mean? If there's a replay and I got it wrong, I'm man enough to say I got it wrong. Like, I don't think these refs are like not man enough. Like, we're all adults here. I think they're man enough to admit they got a call wrong if they got it wrong. But it's exactly right. Game changing calls, like for real, for real. WD, Waller, Ferguson, or Fannin? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want any part of Ferguson or Fannin. I might do Waller and just hope for the best against the worst defense against tight ends. That might be my thoughts on it. That's funny. We went on a rant about the refs, and a whole bunch of people just left the live. That's all right. I don't know, man. I tend to talk a lot. I got a lot to say sometimes. I don't really care. Listen to me. Don't listen to me. Whatever. Viewers will probably target Waller. Yeah, and you know what? You're not wrong. And the tight end position is the closest to the quarterback. So, like, if there's anybody that could have a good game, it's the tight end position and the running backs. That's why I think A-Chain is still a start. Especially, like, Cincinnati's defense isn't the best either, right? So, like, it's not – like, if they were playing, like, a Seattle or an LA defense, I might reconsider. But, like, Cincinnati's not, you know? Mike, Flex, Jennings, Reed. Holy fucking shit. I mean, I might just consider waiting, and if yeah, I don't know. I think Emmanuel Wilson might be the answer, but I think Estemi's probably got a better chance of scoring more points against the Jets defense than against the Bears defense, right? So, like, I can understand wanting to plug and play Emmanuel Wilson, but I don't know that it's that easy. Yeah, I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. I don't know. What do I know? You mad, bro? Not mad, just a little confused. That's all. Brees Hall or Aaron Jones. Honestly, I don't know how we can start Aaron Jones or sorry, Brees Hall with any sort of confidence. Like and also I like Aaron Jones playing against the New York Giants defense. I'm actually probably gonna start Aaron Jones. There's this league. Am I starting him? Yeah, we're starting Aaron Jones. Who am I starting him over? You know what? I might end up sitting Jalen Warren. That might be a thing that I do because I did read that Detroit's doing really well against the running back position. Jahmyr Gibbs, lover, yes. So yeah, I think I may be sitting Jalen Warren, and I'm gonna start, but I'm definitely starting Aaron Jones. That's a thing for me. Naylor or Addison, Nikki. I don't know how to choose between. Yeah, no problem at all, man. I hope it helps. I hope it works out. So I don't know how to choose between two guys on the same team. I mean, to me, it's one's listed as higher up on the depth chart than the other one. And so I don't know that my brain could handle starting somebody that's lower on the depth chart. That being said, Naylor seems to be a favorite target of JJ, so I might consider Naylor over over Addison. But yeah, no, I can't normally choose between two of the same guys. Should I start Warren Egbuka or DJ Moore? Honestly, I think DJ Moore is probably the highest upside. No Dunze, no Luther Burden. I think he's probably got the best bet there. Kane, Burrow, or Mustard? I mean, I don't know why not. Who are we sitting him for? I'm starting him over the majority of quarterbacks. I'm fully expecting a bounce back game from him, right? Maybe in Cincinnati, I might have considered sitting him, but in Miami, yeah, I fully expect a bounce back game. Jeff Hawk, Jennings, or Evans. So Monday night games kind of hold a little bit more. Nikki, I think Naylor over Debo, right? I don't know how we start Debo with any sort of confidence. Kane, no problem. I hope it works out for you. Sorry, Jeff. Yeah, Monday night games kind of hold a little bit more. Like they just tend. I lean to them a little bit more just to give myself something to watch on Monday. And Indianapolis defense is actually ravaged with injuries right now. No DeForest Buckner, no Sauce Gardner, no Chidarius Ward apparently. So yeah, I might consider Jennings. I think he might have the higher upside. Jahmyr Gibbs, lover. That's a good guy to love. Hampton, Tetton, Pickens start two. Yeah. So normally I would say I don't want any part of the Carolina offense, and I would stay far, far away from them. That being said, I don't know how we start George Pickens with any sort of confidence against a very good LA Chargers defense. Tet's still playing a vulnerable Tampa Bay defense. So normally I don't care for Carolina, but I think in this case I might consider Tet over Pickens. Oh shit. Miami. Threatening. Logan, DK, Mike Evans, or Jetta. So I'm starting Jettas all day. I'm. You're not gonna get me to sit him, especially not against the Giants defense. No way. For better or worse, I'm going down with my top draft pick. You know what I mean? So B10, Bowers or Goddard. That being said, I don't know how we start Bowers with any sort of confidence. And honestly, I'm with you if you can't start Jettas with any sort of confidence, but I am. B10. Yeah, so I would start Goddard. Washington's defense isn't the best. Jay Jones, Loveland over Strange, I think. No Romo Dunze, no Luther Burden. So I think he's automatically going to get more touches. Now, that being said, we all said the same thing about Colby Parkinson on Thursday, and we all know how that went. Datman, Reed, Worthy, or Naylor. So I think Worthy's got the highest upside there. I'm excited for Worthy, man. Like, I'm excited for Worthy. I'm excited for Travis Kelce. I would do Travis Kelce over almost anyone. Because like we just watched Shador Sanders throw for 360 yards against the Tennessee defense. So like Gardner Minshew's not that bad. I fully expect him to do well. Paris, my man, you're talking to a Baltimore Ravens fan. I'll forget that we ever had this conversation. You already know who to start. D-Cub, Herbert, or Brissett. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Herbert's got a better matchup, but I think Brissett has a higher ceiling. Like, I fully expect Brissett to get 25 points. You know what I mean? Like, his worst game for me since I've had him was 300 yards and no touchdowns. So, like, if he throws in 2 touchdowns there, you're talking 30 points, right? 35 points. So, yeah, I think Brissett's got the higher upside. Elysium, Flex Pacheco, Dobbs, Shakir. Yeah, honestly, I might go Pacheco. Starting running backs kind of hold a little bit more weight with me, so I might consider Pacheco against Tennessee. Tennessee's defense isn't that good, you know what I mean? Felix, ETN, Brees Hall, DJ Moore at the flex. So I like ETN. I don't like Brees Hall, but I think DJ Moore might be the answer. No Luther Burden, no Romo Dunze. Caleb Williams really likes DJ all of a sudden, and they do try to get him the ball as much as they can, right? Running plays and shit like that. So yeah, I think DJ's got the higher upset. Is Jacobs gonna play tonight? If I could tell the future, I would definitely put in a 20 man parlay this week for touchdown scorers and win lots of money. That being said, I haven't damn, we're benching King Henry for Michael Carter now? Dude, you guys are killing me, man. Oh, that sucks. Man, you guys are going to make me cry. What do you guys have against King Henry? So rude. Preston, we don't do Carolina Panthers on this channel, so RJ Harvey all day. Nate, Darren, Theo Johnson, or Hunter Henry. Honestly, I might go Darren Waller. I don't know that I love Hunter Henry. And Theo Johnson against the Minnesota defense. Ravens love Ali more than King Henry. So that's going to make you bench him in the semifinals of your fantasy playoffs? You guys are whack, man. Nate, no problem. That's whack. That's cojones. You guys got some balls out there. I don't have those kind of balls. Jake, biased Baltimore Ravens fan, always Lamar Jackson over Joe Burrow. WT Holly, Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love. So I kind of think Jordan Love's got the higher upside. I do expect a good game from Trevor Lawrence, but I think Jordan Love's got the higher upside. I don't know if we're expecting another 50 points. Gabino, thank you for the rose. Appreciate you. I might go Hunter Henry. Dawson Knox is kind of still the backup tight end. You know what? As much as they use him a lot, yeah, I think Sunday nights just got an allure to it. You know what I mean? Xavier Worthy or Chris Rodriguez. I think Xavier Worthy has a higher upside against that Tennessee defense. Like they just got shelled by Shador Sanders. You know what I mean? So I think Worthy's got the higher upside than Chris Rodriguez. Brian and Bryce, Herbert or Knicks. So, hey, no problem at all, man. I hope that helps. I hope it works out. So, some would call me a Bo-leaver. Some would say I Bo-leave. But I think that Bo Nix is a good play this week over Herbert. Jacksonville ranks number 1 against the run, but they rank number 20 against the pass. So I think Nix is actually in a good spot this week. Bobby, I think Loveland over Schultz. No Romo Dunze, no Luther Burden, and Las Vegas is actually really good against the tight end position. So yeah, I think for those reasons I'd go Loveland. Gabino, McConkey a start. I mean, yeah, unless you have somebody else that you would rather start. Dallas' defense hasn't been very good lately, and so I think yeah. Splee J, I'm in a 2 PPR for tight ends. Oh, so tight ends get 2 points per catch. Damn. Pitt, Schultz, or Myers. So I assume you're talking Jacoby Myers. Yeah, and I think I might rather just still go with Myers in the flex. Um, I think he's earned must start territory, and as much as they're playing Denver this week, I think BTJ is going to live on Certain Island, and thus I think by default Myers should have a good game or at least a decent game, and so I think. Yeah, I think he's surprised us all since he came over to Jacksonville. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I think he's the way to go. Sutton or DK, Jay. I think DK's got the higher upside in a dome, right? Detroit's defense struggles too, so I think that's the way to go. That being said, I have DK, so I'm just kind of speaking that into existence. David Montgomery or Vidal instead of Ladd. Yeah, that Pittsburgh's defense is really good. I might consider Ladd over Vidal. I mean, as much as Vidal has been good, right? Jay, thank you for the follow. In that 2 PBR, Strange, Pitts, or Schultz. See, I don't love Strange, so I might consider doing Pitts and Schultz. I don't love Strange this week. Like it's not just this week. There's just all of a sudden a lot of mouths to feed in Jacksonville. You know what I mean? So like they've got BTJ is back. Jacoby Myers is doing really well. Parker Washington they like and him, and they still use ETN out of the backfield. So you know what I mean? Like it's there's just a lot of mouths to feed. You know what I mean? So 50% of the goal completed. Let's go. More roses. Thank you, Gabino. Felix, I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, biased, so I am choosing Lamar all day over CJ Stroud. That being said, Jalen Hurts got me 30 points against Las Vegas last week, so I think he could be decent, but I'm choosing Lamar. Oh, Fryo, damn, Dak Purdy or Burrow. I would just choose Burrow. I think he's got the highest upside. I don't expect a whole lot from Dak, and yeah, I think Burrow is in a better position than Purdy. Aaron, Love, or Lawrence. Love did well against Chicago last time, and I don't expect even close to the game we had last week from Trevor Lawrence. That being said, I do kind of expect them to put up points because I expect Denver to put up points. So I kind of expect that to be a higher scoring game. So if that's something you want to bank on, that's cool. I might just choose Jordan Love. Last time against Chicago, he did really well. You know what I mean? So, Jesus, Wandale Robinson, Devontae, or Rico. Oh my God. So I actually don't care for Carolina Panthers normally, but I don't want anything to do with that Washington or Minnesota defense. So I might say Devontae and Rico. Nah, I hope it works out. Jay Waller or Warren? Tyler Warren, I'm guessing. Honestly, I might just do. Hey, no problem at all, man. I hope it works out for you. Honestly, I might just do Waller. I know he's got a rookie quarterback with him in his first start, but I might. Lamar Jackson is on the live stream right now. Yes, let's do it. Yeah, and like if anything, the tight end position is closest to the quarterback. So I kind of expect, if anything, he could probably come through. And yeah, I just honestly I just don't want any part of that Indianapolis offense. Like it could be Phillip Rivers at quarterback. It could be I saw Anthony Richardson was practicing. It could be Riley Leonard. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to wait for that. Isaac, biased Baltimore Ravens fan. I'm going Lamar over Love all day. Andy, Loveland or Waller. I think Loveland's in a better position. No Romo Dunze, no Luther Burden. So I think I'd choose Loveland over Waller. Diego, Estime, Tyro Tracy, or Michael Carter. I think Estime's just got the best matchup. You know what I mean? So I might choose him by default. Isaac, Aaron Jones over Swift. I would, yeah, against a very bad Giants defense. So yeah, I would do that. I'm starting Aaron Jones, and I'm probably starting him over Jalen Warren, is what I'm looking at. DWC Championship Week, Jake Ferguson, Harold Fannin. Oh my God, Brissett or Herbert? I don't want to do either. Any. So I might go Brissett over Herbert, and yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I might go Fannin over Ferguson. I expect Cleveland's gonna have to throw a lot, but I don't know, man. Like, can we trust Fannin or Ferguson with any sort of confidence? I might just go Ferguson just because he's been the guy that's got me there. I tend to lean with the guys that get me to the dance, in the dance, you know what I mean? So the Ross Reed, Caleb Lover Dart in the playoffs. Honestly, I might just go Love. I think Love's got a higher upside than Caleb, and I don't love that matchup for Dart against Minnesota. So for those reasons, I would go Love. Ray, Ferguson, or Pitts. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to sit a guy that just got 45 points. I get that. That being said, if Drake comes back, which it sounds like he should, I don't expect him to do even close to what he's been doing. So, guys, thank you so much for the questions. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. I'm not ignoring you. I just talk a lot. I won't be able to get to all the questions. If you need be, I'll be off before the 5 o'clock game. So if you need be, send me a DM and we'll get to it. Jaden, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Jefferson, Watson, Waddle, Godwin. Honestly, I might just go Jefferson and Godwin. I think they have the highest upside of those four. Coley, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Moore, Egbuka, Damon. I think Moore is the higher upside. I don't know how we start Egbuka with any sort of confidence anymore. Pick 2, Wilson, Waddle, Myers, Menenga. I need upside because of Puka. Facing Puka, know what you mean. Honestly, I think Mike Wilson and Jacoby Myers have the highest upside. I know that Myers is playing Denver, but I think that BTJ is going to live on Certain Island. So I might sit Brian Thomas this week. But I think Jacoby is going to have a decent game by default. You know what I mean? Andy, Jenkins, Carter, Estime. I think Estime's got the highest upside playing the Jets defense. I'm starting Estime. So I think that's, you know what? I have them both in this league. I'm going to probably start Estime over Michael Carter. That's just me. I don't know if I don't know if it's going to work out. I was the guy that told you to start Parkinson. Is JT a simp for Tyrone Tracy? My man, come on. Get out of here with that. No way. You already know the answer to that. I appreciate the comment, but you already know the answer to that. Brandon, DJ Moore, Myers, pick 2, full PPR. So that's what I was saying. I think DJ Moore and Myers have the highest upside. No Luther Burden, no Romo Dunze is good for DJ Moore. And I think Myers has just earned must-start territory at this point. JP, Pitts or Goddard, my opponent is Jalen Hurts. So if my opponent had Jalen Hurts, I'd probably play Goddard. He's kind of hoping for his guy to do well, but your guy to do bad. So is this guy going to start him? No, he's sitting him nice. I was going to say in my one league, I'm starting Jalen Hurts, but in the other league, I'm playing against Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert. But it seems like he's sitting Goddard, so thank God. Miami again, 3-0. Shit, son. Do I think Josh Jacobs is playing? I haven't heard anything other. I haven't heard any otherwise. Also, my thing is with in terms of Rashee Rice, I've seen his projected points consistently go down. Josh Jacobs' points has just stayed the same all across the board. So I think that's an indicator that he's probably going to play. And if he plays, I'm playing him. I can't sit him. No way. Mason, Lamar, or Love. I'm going Lamar over Love. I'm a biased Baltimore Ravens fan, though, so I can't sit my guy. That's that's my thoughts on it. Hen Dog, start two, Pickens, Evans, or Woody. Yeah, I just don't know how we start Pickens with any sort of confidence. I think you already know the answer is Evans and Woody. And yeah, I can't. I don't know. I can't tell you to start him with any sort of confidence, so I'm not going to. You know what I mean? They look dookie against a really good Minnesota defense last week, and a very good LA defense is on tap. So Liam, Brees, or Carter. I might do Carter. I don't know how we do Brees with any sort of confidence. It's not that he's been dookie. That offense has just been dookie. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not really happy about it, but I think we bench Brees Hall this week. Hurts or Burrow, Joel. So I'm going Hurts. I don't have Burrow. If it was me, I would have traded one of those earlier in the season. But I fully expect a good game from Burrow, a bounce back game. So if you're on board with that, get on it. I'm starting Hurts. We'll go from there. Liam, I would go Loveland over Jawan and Gadsden. I think no Romo Dunze, no Luther Burden is very good for Loveland. That being said, sorry, this is nothing to get, but for Michael Carter and Estime, Tyler Shaw tends to run a lot. And I don't know if that's very good for Estime. So I might reconsider that in one league. One league might be Michael Carter, one league might be Audric Estime. I think that's how it's going to go. Olave or Metcalf, Icy. Yeah, I think we have to do Olave. Can we not start both? I would start both, but I think we have to do Olave against the Jets defense. How about them Cowboys? Dude, I want the Ravens to feed Henry. Man, some guys on here are benching him for like Tyrone Tracy from the Giants. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's crazy, man. Oh my God, he missed it again? No way. Missed another field goal. Damn, that wind is crazy in Texas today. No, you can't bench Henry. Not a chance. How about them Cowboys? Smitty or Wandale? Honestly, I just don't want any part of that Minnesota defense. Yeah, I don't know how we start Wandale with any sort of confidence, especially again when Smitty's against Washington. I fully expect him to have a good game. That being said, I'm playing Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith against Puka, so I would really appreciate if they went completely bonkers today. That would be awesome. That would be just fantastic. Purdy or Brissett, David. Honestly, Monday night games hold a little bit more allure to me, just something to watch. I tend to lean a little bit towards the Monday night game, just as something to watch. But there's no DeForest Buckner in Indianapolis. There's no Sauce Gardner. Chardarius Ward might not play, so that's going to hurt their defense. That being said, I fully expect Brissett to get 25, 30 fantasy points. You know what I mean? Like my worst game with him that I've had him was 300 yards, no touchdowns. So, I mean, if he gets 2 touchdowns, you're talking 30, 35 points. You know what I mean? So, Mason, Flowers, Jettis, DJ Moore, start 1. We can only start 1? I want to start all 3. What are we talking about? Who are we? What? Who are we starting that we have to bench our 3 best players? Zane, I mean, honestly, I'm not benching Jettas against the Giants. So if you're looking for a different answer, you got to go elsewhere. But honestly, I want to start all three. Zane, Addison, DJ Moore, D. Schultz at second flex. I think DJ Moore has the highest upside. I know Romo Dunze, no Luther Burden. I think Moore has the higher upside of the three, especially for a second flex. We're looking for upside, right? Chiefs or Eagles D. I mean, Jalen, honestly, the Chiefs defense is for real, right? And Tennessee's offense isn't that good. So I might consider the Chiefs D. That being said, Philadelphia looked good last week, but they were at home last week. So I don't know. Yeah, I might consider Chiefs, but this guy's playing Philadelphia's defense. So I'm also kind of hoping that they do bad. User, Michael Wilson, Jennings, DJ Moore. Damn. Or we have to bench Michael Wilson or DJ Moore. Savage, you're loaded at wide receiver. You should have traded some of them earlier in the year to get. I mean, Michael Wilson, DJ Moore. Yeah, I guess we didn't see this coming. Yeah, I don't know how you benched Michael Wilson at this point. I think he's earned must-start territory. Kai, Marv, Rico, Estimir, Gainwell. Honestly, I think Estime's got the highest upside playing the Jets defense. Yeah, I think I'd probably go with him. I benched Stafford for Stroud. Oh man, Stafford's gonna be the MVP probably. How do you sit the MVP? That being said, Jalen Hurts got me 30 points against Las Vegas defense last week. So yeah, Las Vegas, Seattle, Thursday. I could see how we do that. So, but that being said, Stroud should get 25, 30 points. I think so. So I think that I do think that he's going to make you not regret benching Stafford as much as you do right now. DJ Moore, Mike Evans this week. Yeah, Mike Evans always has more upside than DJ Moore. That being said, DJ Moore, no Romo Dunze, no Luther Burden is much better for him. But yeah, I think Evans has the higher upside. Pickens, Flowers, Pittman, London, pick two. Michael, honestly, we know the answer is Flowers and London. I don't know how we start George Pickens or Michael Pittman with any sort of confidence, especially in the semifinals. Tristan, you're really going to bench Justin Jefferson for George Pickens in the semifinals, the way that Pickens has looked recently? If you can do that, that's great. That you got cojones, man. I'll give you that 100%. Yeah, I don't know. Ryan, Moore, Reed tonight. No problem at all, man. I hope that helps, right? I hope it works out. I think DJ Moore probably has the higher upside. As much as Jordan Love has really liked Jalen Reed since he's been back. Yeah, I think DJ Moore. Yeah, I think just no Luther Burden, no Romo Dunze. You know what I mean? So I'm going against Pickens, so I hope he keeps being out of it. And honestly, dude, like against a really good Minnesota defense last week, they all looked dookie. And I think, yeah, I think against the Chargers defense, you can't expect much more for him than, you know what I mean? Brian, Aaron Jones, Menengai, Stevenson, pick one. Honestly, I think Aaron Jones has the best matchup. I'd probably start him. Menengai, to me, is still a backup. And Stevenson could do well, but I think Aaron Jones is the play. Naive, people telling me to start Dowdle over Jacobs, even if he plays? What the hell? That's crazy. Seriously? There's actually people out there telling you to play what amounts to a backup running back in Carolina over what was possibly your second round draft pick? Damn, that's crazy, man. I couldn't get behind that. There's no way I would suggest doing that. I couldn't tell you to do that with any sort of confidence. No way, man. No way, man. Not a chance. I mean, what happens if you bench him and then he goes for 30 points like he normally does? And now you're waiting for fucking Rico Dowdle to hopefully get you 30 points, hopefully get you 20 so you don't feel like a complete jackass for benching it. Well, though, and that's my thing too. Like, what happens if Jacobs gets you 30 points tonight? Now you've got 30 points on your bench and you're waiting for fucking Rico Dowdle to get you at least 20 so you don't feel like a complete idiot for benching Josh Jacobs for Rico Dowdle. And what if he has a Rico Dowdle game and fucking gets you 4 points and you lose your match by 20 when Jacobs is on your bench with 30? Are you kidding me? People are actually out there telling you that? Good Lord, explaining my situation right now. Honestly, man, I know I tend to use common sense and it gets me in trouble more often than not, but damn, that's I can't believe there's actually people out there telling you that. I'm sorry that you have to deal with that. Jay, BTJ or Jaden Reed? Honestly, BTJ's been doing really well, but I think he lives on Certain Island this weekend. And so I've seen him shut down the best in the business. So I think Jaden Reed is probably the answer. Brandon, Pittman, Christian Watson, Godwin, AD Mitchell. Honestly, I think we do Godwin. I think Godwin is the only one that I can really start with any sort of confidence. Michael Hall, Saquon Barkley, James Cook, Derrick Henry, pick 2. Sorry, man. We picked 3 here. I'm not benching any of those guys. Bench somebody else. Lucas, Devontae Smith, or Jacoby Myers. So I fully expect Devontae to have a decent game, and I'm hoping for a decent game playing against Puka. So I need a decent game. And they're playing Minnesota, or sorry, they're playing Washington. So it's not like they have a bad defense. But I think Jacoby, he's earned must-start territory. And yeah, they're playing Denver, but I fully expect BTJ to live on Certain Island. And so I think Jacoby kind of has a good game, right? So for those reasons, I might consider starting both if we can. You know what I mean? Nuki Nuke, play Jacobs, obviously, if he plays, right? How do you not play him if he plays? Someone else fell victim to Puka. Yep, that would be me. And I was the genius that played Parkinson. If I'd have known beforehand that the quarterback was going to throw over 450 yards, I would have played Parkinson all day long and loved every minute of it. Only to find out he got, what, 26 yards? Are you kidding me? Third string tight end is catching touchdowns? Jalen, Brees Hall, or Michael Carter. Honestly, I just don't know how we start Brees Hall with any sort of confidence, right? So can't Jamar Chase and Mike Evans. Honestly, my man, I might consider I might consider benching Mike Evans this week in favor of the other two. Like that would just be me. That would be where my head's at. I'm gonna bench Mike Evans, play Devontae Smith against a very weak Washington defense, play Jacoby Myers in a game where he has a chance to go a little bit wild, and bench Mike Evans against a Carolina defense that does give Tampa Bay fits. Yeah, that would be my thoughts on it. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. I mean, if I had to choose, I would choose Devontae Smith because I need him to do well. So, right. Mark, Waller, or Warren. Honestly, I don't know if I want any part of that Indianapolis offense. I know that Waller's playing with a rookie quarterback, but Cincinnati's defense is the worst against tight end position statistically in the league. And I feel like the tight end position is the closest to the quarterback. So if there's anybody that can have a good game, it's the felt a Puka. You know what? And I'm with you, man. I felt a Puka also. So I get you trying to look for, trying to have your head on right. And I get it. But I feel like we're looking for the higher upside. And to me, Mike Evans just doesn't have the upside of the other two. What I might consider is but make sure that you put Devontae Smith in a wide receiver spot, not one of your flex spots, just in case. It's just in case. Yeah, Mark, going back to your point, to my point there, I just don't know if I want any part of that Indianapolis offense. So I might start Waller just because of that. Nuke, Worthy, Hampton, Pollard, pick 2. Yeah, I don't know if we can start Pollard against the Kansas City defense. They're a legit defense, right? So, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. Javier, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Cody Boy, DJ, Common Guy. Swift doesn't play. Whoa, Swift isn't playing? Whoa, that's news to me. Holy Mackinac. I've been telling people to bench Menengai. Swift isn't playing? Oh, what are you talking about? Expected to play. What? No, I don't know. Expected to play. So, excuse me. I don't know, man. I just think DJ Moore has higher upside. No Romo Dunze, no Luther Burden. They're kind of short on pass catchers. I just think DJ Moore has a higher upside. As much as it doesn't sound like Swift is going to be 100%, or maybe that's just what they're saying. Like, I don't know, man. I've been around fantasy football long enough to know that coaches hate fantasy football and they don't care for fantasy football managers at all. So, like, I don't know if he is injured or if they're just saying he's injured, or obviously he's probably not 100% at this point of the season, but I don't know if they're just saying that just to make you think that you want to play Menengai. So Braden, I haven't heard anything that Jacobs is going to be out, so I don't know. Lucas, Goff or Herbert, my opponent is Jameson Williams. No. Why do you have to have Jameson Williams? Fuck. Hold on, I'm gonna come back to that. J-Spin, Bijan, Cook, Bucky, Rice. Choose 3. So hold on. Bijan, Cook, Bucky, Rico. Choose 3. There's no way you're benching Bijan or Cook for Rico fucking Dowdle. Not a chance. No way. No how. I ain't buying what you're selling. No way. There's no way you have those type of cojones. And if you do, damn, man, I really hope it works out for you. I appreciate the comment and getting me engagement, but we already know the answer to that. Sorry. Lucas, back to that. Thank you for the follow. Oh my God. See, I want to do Jared Goff. I think he's going to do really well against Pittsburgh, but I don't love him having my wide receiver. And for the simple fact that like a 25-yard pass in PPR is 3.5 points for the receiver and only 1 point for the quarterback. And a touchdown, a 25-yard touchdown catch is 8.5, 9.5 points, and only 7.5 for the quarterback, right? So, that sucks. I think I might go Justin Herbert against Dallas and kind of hope for the best. As much as I fully expect Jared Goff to ball out, I really do. Cabo, do I start McMillan or McConkey? So I don't care for, and Luke, I don't care for Carolina Panthers. Not when I don't have to. Not a chance. So I'm going Caleb and McConkey. I don't care. I don't care for freaking Carolina Panthers. I don't care for Bryce Young's doing well. Gus, JJ over Bryce. Tanner, I think JJ might have the higher upside against the Giants. But Jordan Love did really well against Chicago last week. You know what I mean? So, or sorry, the last time they played them. So I think Jordan Love is a good play, but I think JJ might have the higher upside. Drop Christian Watson for Waller or Loveland. Javier, if I needed a tight end for this week, I might consider Loveland. No Luther Burden, no Romo Dunze. I think Loveland's in a really good position this week. Bryce, Jacoby, or DJ Moore. Honestly, can we not start both? I think they're both in a really good position this week. I got shot. Lamar or Brissett. I'm a biased Baltimore Ravens fan, so I'm going Lamar all day. Guys, I don't know if I want to play the Giants D. I'd probably do Tampa. Who was that? Joel, thoughts on Estime? I mean, my thoughts are that he should Mac Man, AJ Brown, or CD Lamb. Sorry, man, we're playing both. I'm no. No. We're playing both of those guys. There's no way I'm sitting either of those. So my thoughts on Estime is that I think he's going to do really well. He's in a great position against really bad New York Jets defense. I think that I have Jamar Chase and Amon-Ra and A.J. Brown and C.D. Lamb. What? You have 4 first round or 3 first rounds and a second round draft pick on your team? Was your league sleeping? Did they just give you their whole team? Really? Damn. So I do think that Tyler Shaw is going to be a pain in our ass because he does tend to run a little bit more than I would like. But I think we play Estime kind of with a lot of confidence. I'm playing him with confidence. That being said, I lost Rice, so I think I'm just going to plug and play him. Rex, I'm starting A.J. Brown tonight. I don't know why we wouldn't. Louis, Debo, Brian Thomas, or Godwin. Yeah, I don't like the matchup for Brian Thomas, and I don't know how we play Debo with any sort of confidence. So for that reason, I would play Godwin. Traded for Lamb, drafted Chase and Amon-Ra. How did you draft Chase and Amon-Ra? They both went fucking super early in the first round. Are you in like a 6-man league? That's crazy. Rather start Judkins or Harvey. Ryan, honestly, I'm a biased Baltimore Ravens fan, and I don't care for 10-man league gave you Jamar Chase and Amon-Ra, and you picked Amon-Ra at the end of the second round? What the fuck was your league mate sleeping? That's crazy. I'm in a 10-man league, and I didn't get anywhere close to that. I got fucking Justin Jefferson and Chase Brown. So I don't think that Judkins, I don't think Cleveland's offense is good enough to have Judkins have a good game. I don't know where everybody's talking about how Judkins is going to have this great game. I know Henderson had a wicked game last game, but against Buffalo. But like, is the Cleveland offense really at the same level as the New England offense? Is that what we're saying? Buffalo's needs a win to keep the division hopes alive. So I'm confused, man. I'm really confused. Sam Keenan Allen or Pearsall. So for me, I don't know that I would go and wait until for a Monday guy to be healthy. I would just play the Sunday guy, hope for the best. Instead of imagine you bench the Sunday guy, then the Monday guy's out, and then what? You know what I mean? ADZ, I would probably just go. Yeah, actually, I would go Jaden Higgins against Vegas defense. So if I had to play one, AJ Brown or Lamb, I mean, AJ Brown's been better than Lamb this week or like recently. So I feel like you already know the answer to that question. I don't know how to choose. What the hell? Why do you have all 4 of the best receivers? Why didn't you trade for a running back? That's bad on your part. Whichever one you bench is going to have the game of his life. That just so you know. Rodriguez or Marks? Honestly, I'd probably just play Marks against Vegas defense, you know. Joel, if Jacobs is out, would you go Estime or Emmanuel Wilson? See, yeah, honestly, I don't think Jacobs is going to be out. So I think that question is going to answer itself. But I don't know that we would play. Hey, oh, fuck. Shit. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Hey, get out of here with that. The fuck? Shit. Fucking dog. Also, you changed my fucking game, man. Rude. Yeah, I think we play Estime against the against the Jets defense. They really stink, you know. Jesus Christ. That's a 104,000 people in Texas right now to watch the A&M game. That's crazy. Crosby, Dowdle, Bucky, Hampton. So I don't care for Carolina Panthers, so I'm out on Dowdle. Ryan, London, or Hampton for my flex. I mean, I feel like you have to go London. Why would we play Hampton in the flex over London? Is it just because they're playing Dallas? I don't think that's a good enough reason for me. Rex, Carter, Emeka, Diggs, or Emmanuel Wilson as Jacobs doesn't play. So Jacobs is probably going to play. But, I mean, if he doesn't play, I would feel safe putting in Emmanuel Wilson. But I haven't heard anything that he's not going to play. Everything says he's expected to play. He's played through an injury all year. He plays through injuries his whole career. I don't know. I don't know why. Michael Hall. I would do Kelsey over Kincaid. I'm excited for Kelsey this week. Playing against the Tennessee defense. They just gave up the 360 yards to Shador Sanders. So I'm excited for Gardner Minshew. Pearsall, Coker, Johnson, pick one. Yeah, so I don't know if how do you Gibbs and CMC and Jamar Chase and Amon-Ra St. Brown and AJ Brown and CD Lamb, like for real? That's not a real team. No, it's not. This guy's got all the best players on his team, and his league mates are just okay with that. Like your league mates are just okay with that. That's crazy, man. Yeah. So I don't know if I would wait to see on Pearsall if he was healthy. Yeah, guy's in a league of his own, like for real. Like this guy's just got the best players in the league on his team, and your league mates are just okay with that. Like at the very least, I would put a message on the message board saying like, what are we doing here, guys? Are we just giving the championship away? Kyle, Olave, AJ Brown. I'm doing AJ Brown. Can we not start both? Because I think Olave has a good upside too, and like AJ Brown's been doing really well for a long while. So, sorry, Joel. So to pick, I would probably go Johnson. Like I would feel more confident with Johnson. I don't really care for the Carolina Panthers, and it looks like now. To be fair, it looks like Coker has really come on the last little bit. And thing is still questionable. So I feel like if he's out, that's probably bodes better for us. If Johnson's out, I would go Coker, obviously. But I think Coker. If I could send an SS in the chat showing the team and the league. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really care for your team anymore. That just doesn't sound if I was in that league, I would be out of that league the next year. I wouldn't want to play in a league where one guy's allowed to have all the best players. Is it your league by any chance? Are you the commissioner? Because Kyle, Watson, Reed, Waddle, Pollard start two. Yeah, I might just go Watson and Reed, man. I don't know if I want any part of Tony Pollard. Jalen Waddle could have a good game. I don't know, man. I'd flex Godwin, Carter, Esme, or Annual Wilson if Jacobs doesn't play. Been in it for 3 years? Jesus Christ. And this league's just okay with you having all the best players? I wouldn't be. I would definitely be harping on the commissioner like every single day. Like that's not fair, man. Like what the fuck? Are you kidding me? Yeah, Diego. I think that Estimi's just got the highest upside. He's got the biggest. He's got the best matchup, right? So, yeah, I think that's probably the way that I would go. After Mahomes being injured, would you pick up JJ, Shaw, Young, Kirk, or Aaron, both in game total at 48 and 50? Actually, you know what? I would pick up Aaron Jones or Aaron Rodgers because I like Aaron Rodgers this week against Detroit defense. They're not very good. Like the Detroit defense is dealing with a lot of injuries right now, so they're kind of dinged up a little bit. So I think Aaron Rodgers in a dome has a really good game. If that was in Pittsburgh, I might consider going elsewhere. But I think Aaron Rodgers is probably the way to go. Eroge, Flex, Devo, Godwin, Reed, leaning Reed. I like Reed, yeah. I think Godwin would be the way that I would go, just the way that he's been playing and the chemistry with Baker. But yeah, I think I like Reed. And if you're leaning Reed, I could totally get behind it. He's looked good since he came back. Watson has actually come out and said that he's not playing at 100%, and it's in Chicago, so it's going to be really cold. So yeah, I could get behind Reed. Hell yeah. Gonzo start two. ETN London at Buka. Yeah, honestly, I would just start ETN in London. Gonzo, you hear me out for a quick minute. I don't know, and you know what I'm saying. I don't know how we start Egbuka with any sort of confidence, especially in the semifinals of the playoffs. You know what I mean? I know ETN's going against a really good Denver defense, but he got 3 catching touchdowns last week, so he's obviously used more in the passing game as well. So I think for those reasons, I might consider sitting at Buka. And you know it, man. You know I'm talking the right stuff. We just can't start him with any sort of confidence. You know what I mean? So Tony, DK, or DJ. Honestly, I'm expecting a big game from both of them. No Rome, no Burden. That's going to do really well for DJ. And DK in the dome, I'm expecting to do really well. I'm playing DK over DJ, but I fully expect a good game from DJ. I don't know. I'm playing DK, so that's who I would choose. Zach, Michael Carter, or Keenan. So running backs tend to hold a little bit more weight to me than receivers, and even against really bad recently Dallas defense, I think I'm still might go Michael Carter. I hope that helps. I hope it works out. Keep your eyes open. Evans or London. I mean, I don't know. No problem at all, man. I hope that helps. I hope it works out. I mean, we've seen how good Evans was last week. We can't start both. You know what I mean? Martin, Pollard, or Watson. Yeah, I might go Pollard. I don't really want either of them, to be honest. Watson might have the higher upside, I guess. But that's like I said, he already came out and said that he's not going to be at 100%. And it's going to be in Chicago where it's cold. If it was in a warm weather, it might not make a difference. But in the cold, it's going to hurt a little bit more. So, yeah. Sepp, Tyler Warner, Loveland. I would go Loveland. I think he's got the higher upside. No Rome, no Burden. They got to throw to somebody, right? Perry, Ladder, Evans. I mean, I don't know. I think Ladd is the answer. Evans looked good last week. I think Ladd might have the higher upside. Evans looked good last week. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think I would probably do Ladd. Derek, non PPR, Bryce Hall, Carter, Gainwell. So I would sit Gainwell in a non PPR. I might go Carter. Excuse me. Start Brissett, Goff, or Gart. I need a high upside because I played Puka. Yeah, no shit. So did I. Honestly, Douglas, I think Goff has the highest upside out of all those. Derek, no problem, my man. I hope it works out for you. Jacob, Sean Jacobs, PPR, Swift, Pollard, Rico, or Tracy. Yeah, I might just go Swift. To me, the other 3 stink. HC, Goddard, Hampton, McMillan, McConkey, start 2. Yeah, I might do Goddard and McConkey. I think they have the higher upside. I don't care so much for the Carolina Panthers. And Hampton, Omarion Hampton, I don't know. He didn't really look good that last week. That being said, first game back from injury. But yeah, I think I might go Goddard and McConkey. Yadi, Emeka, or Shakir. I just don't know how we start Egbuka with any sort of confidence. You know what I mean? I don't. Yeah, I think Shakir I'd go with. I'm not really happy to start either of those, to be honest. I think I might choose Shakir, but Tony, thank you for the follow. Justin, full PBR, Dowler, Tracy. I don't want any part of that Minnesota defense. So for that reason, I might start Dowdle, but I'm not happy about either of them. Tony, Henderson, or DJ, what, DJ Moore? Yeah, I don't know, man. Starting running backs tend to hold a little bit more weight to me. So I might go Henderson over DJ. As much as I totally expect DJ to have a really good game, you've heard me saying that they're missing a bunch of guys, so I fully expect him to have a good game. But starting running backs tend to hold a little bit more weight to me. Eric, you have the three right there. JMO, Jettas, Higgins. Art Grove, Scary Terry, Worthy, Jones Sr., Rondell, Samuel. Who's Rondell? I don't know who that is. But I think, honestly, I might just choose Worthy and Jones Sr. Aaron Jones against the Giants defense. I really like that. I'm playing him in my league. And I like the upside of Worthy. You know what I mean? Playing against Tennessee's defense. Mariota, Gardner Minshew. Adam, come on, man. How are we not excited about Gardner Minshew? You got to figure he's excited to play. Shador Sanders just threw for 360 yards against Tennessee's defense. I don't think Gardner Minshew's that bad. You know what I mean? So I'm super excited for him. Mike, we're sitting Rico Dowdle. How do we start Rico over any of the other three with any confidence? Come on, man. Tony, start Michael Wilson over MHJ. I mean, I might. One of them's listed as a starter. One of them's listed as a backup. That's the way that I look at it. My brain can't handle anything else. So I might consider the starter over the backup. That being said, Michael Wilson played really well. So that also being said, Atlanta really struggles against the wide receiver position. So I might consider starting both if I could. Joshua, London, or Jameson. Honestly, I just think that the upside is higher with Jameson. I don't know that we can fully trust London coming back, and we've seen what Jameson's doing. Jared Goff really likes him. If it was in Pittsburgh, I'd probably consider sitting Jameson, but in Detroit, Jared Goff, I fully expect him to ball out. So Lucas, DJ Moore, Rico, or Quinshawn. Honestly, I just choose DJ Moore. I don't really care for Rico Dowdle, and I don't know why everybody's so excited about Quinshawn Judkins. Like, is it just because they saw Henderson rip off two touchdowns against Buffalo last week? Because I don't like. Are we saying that the Cleveland defense is just as good, if not better, than the Cleveland offense is just as good, if not better, than the New England offense? Is that really what we're saying? That we can just plug in the Cleveland offense and they do just as good as the New England offense against Buffalo in a game that Buffalo needs to win? And they're going to show out, and Cleveland looked like shit last week. So I don't honestly don't understand that really at all. Should I ride with Higgins and Marks or plug Devontae Smith and figure out my flex tomorrow? Honestly, my man Santiago, I've been burned by it before. I might consider just rolling with Devontae Smith tonight, getting the points and kind of figuring out my life going forward. I would hate to bench the guy today and then have the guy tomorrow be out and then I'm stuck. You know what I mean? Also playing Puka, so I have Devontae Smith trying to speak into existence a good game. You know what I mean? Alton, Waller, or Bowers against Houston. Honestly, my man, I don't know how we start Brock Bowers with any sort of confidence. You know what I mean? Like I can't tell you to start him. I can't. I know Waller's got a rookie quarterback, but I think that if there's one position that might benefit, it's the tight end position. It's the closest to the quarterback, right? So yeah, I kind of think that I would go Waller over Bowers. But I'm not telling you how to run your team, man. I know that Bowers was drafted as your guy, and I can't. At the end of the day, you got to be excited. You got to be happy with your team. So but I can't tell you to play Brock Bowers with any sort of confidence. Tony, same against like over Loveland. Like I can't do that. Loveland's in a better position. Go Loveland. Yeah, man. That's what I would do. Jake, Pitts, or Waller. I mean, I think Waller's in the better position, but how do you sit a guy that just got you 45 points last week? Josh, Hollywood, Franklin, or Zacchaeus. Honestly, I would go Franklin. Like I think dropped 56 points from Puka. Yeah, no shit. I like Franklin. I think Franklin has the highest upside. Jacksonville's defense ranks number 1 against the run, but they rank number 20th against the pass. And so some would call me a Bo Lever. Some would say that I Bo leave. And so for that reason, I think I might go with Franklin and just kind of hope for the best. Lucas, Schultz, Johnson, Gadsden, pick one. I think Schultz is the answer just because they're playing Las Vegas. But at that same token, Las Vegas defense is very good against the tight end position. They're not good in general, but against tight ends, they're pretty decent. So I might consider Gadsden against the Dallas, but I think Schultz is the way to go. Ice Spice, thank you for the follow. Tristan, 2 flex, Waddle, Gainwell, or Pitts. Honestly, I read something. So Tobias, Lamar, or Brissett. I'm a biased Baltimore Ravens fan, so I'm Lamar all day. Sorry, Tristan. I did hear that the Detroit defense is actually really good against the running back position as a whole. They don't give up a lot of running yards, and they don't give up a lot of catches to the running back position. So for that reason, I'm actually considering sitting Jalen Waddle, and I think I might do that. So for that reason, I would go Waddle and Pitts and just kind of hope for the best. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's probably the way that I would go. As much as I expect Gainwell's been good, and I expect points in that Detroit Pittsburgh game. I didn't actually realize they were so good against limiting catches. That being said, I mean, I had Parkinson in both leagues. Wilson or Bucky if Jacobs misses. So I haven't heard anything that's gonna say that Jacobs misses. So I think we still play him. I mean, that being said, I guess we could go Wilson if Jacobs misses, but I don't think he will. Eric, Wandale, Judkins, or Reed. Honestly, I might just go Reed. I don't really know about that. How's your game last night with that green team? Oh man, what a bunch of dicks they are, man. For real. Like we called so many penalties on them. Called friggin' the goalie for delay a game. They got beat like 8-0. What a bunch of dicks, man. Like I don't even remember really having a problem with that team. Last night, oh my god. Now don't get me wrong, they got lit up, right? Nobody likes losing, so but yeah. Yeah, Eric, I would go Reed. I think he's got the highest upside. I don't know if I want any part of that Minnesota defense. And also, I actually Lucas, the green team, the one guy asked me if I wanted to get power bombed. I was like, oh my god. Good lord. Half of me was like, I want to see you come on the ice and try to power bomb me. Right? Number 44, the big doofy looking guy. You're gone. See you later. McCall, Brissett, or T-Law. I think Brissett. Good. Nice. That's okay. Texas A&M. Yeah, that guy's a fucking goof. Texas A&M. Miami. I got Miami plus 3.5. Let's go. Yeah, I was answering somebody up here. Shit. I don't remember who. Post your question again. I apologize. I'm not ignoring you guys. They're just coming in fast and furious. I talk a lot, so I'm not ignoring you guys. I do love you. I love all of you. If I don't get to your question, definitely send me a DM. I'll answer it. I didn't see what you said about Lamar. Tobias, I'm a biased Baltimore Ravens fan, so I'm Lamar all day. That being said, I could get behind Brissett. I think he's going to get 25 points this week. But yeah, I think Lamar's got the higher upside always. CT, Shaw, or T-Law. I mean, I fully expect Trevor Lawrence to put up points. I think that he does well this week against Denver defense. T-Law or Brissett. Yeah, that was the thing. Okay, so I fully expect Trevor Lawrence to do well against Denver, and I think that I think they both teams put up points. That being said, I might consider Brissett over Lawrence, and I might consider Shaw over Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I just tend to lean towards the matchups. You know what I mean? Brissett's been really good. Tyler Shaw is playing the Jets defense, who just got lit up for 54 points by Trevor Lawrence. So as much as I do expect Trevor Lawrence to put up points, I don't know if I want to start him this week. Alex, thank you for the follow. RJ Harvey, Jalen Warren. So that's what I was saying. I think that I think I might be sitting Jalen Warren this week. Detroit does really good at limiting the running back position as a whole. So I think I might be sitting. What the fuck are you doing up there? I might be sitting Jalen Warren. That's just me, though. You do you, my man. I dare Judkins, Devontae, Aguga, Fannin, Jefferson, Worthy start two. Honestly, I'd just start the last two, Jefferson and Worthy. All the rest is whatever. I don't know how we start them with any sort of confidence. Ooh, Stanky, Dart, T-Law, Shaw. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I don't know if I want to start. I definitely don't want to start Jackson Dart. And I don't know that I want to do Trevor Lawrence over Tyler Shaw against the Jets defense. I mean, sometimes we play the matchups and we just kind of hope for the best. Other times it's your team. You have to be happy with the picks. So for that reason, I would say that you've got to choose who you want to choose. But I would choose probably Tyler Shaw out of those three. Marco, Bo Nix, or Joe Burrow. So I fully expect a really good game from Joe Burrow. I expect him to light it up. That being said, some have said that I am a Bo leaver. Some would say that I Bo leave. And Jacksonville ranks number 20 against the pass. So I think Bo Nix is definitely in a position to do well. That being said, I fully expect Joe Burrow to go nuts this week. Flex Waller, Schultz, Genty. Yeah, I think we just go Waller, man. I think Schultz might be the answer, but yeah, I think Waller I would go. X, you already know you should start Dallas Goedert over Brock Bowers. I can't tell you any otherwise. CT, Dowdle or Wilson if Jacobs doesn't play. So Jacobs is going to play as far as I know. No problem at all, man. I hope it works out, but I would probably do Wilson. Purdy or Burrow, you always get me right. Man, I appreciate you, Thomas. Honestly, I fully expect a huge game from Joe Burrow. If they were playing in Cincinnati, I might consider benching him to try and maybe hope for Purdy to do well on Monday night. But in Miami, in the heat with T. Higgins, Jamar Chase back, like I fully expect him to do well. And like I don't know that Purdy will do so much better on Monday that it'll make a difference. So for that reason, and also for the reason that I don't know if my brain wouldn't be able to handle a 30-point Joe Burrow night on my bench while I'm hoping for Brock Purdy to do something close to that. Like while I'm hoping for Purdy to do at least 20 so I don't look like an idiot for benching Joe Burrow. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think I might just do Burrow in that choice. Even though I do tend to lean towards the Monday games a little bit more, but yeah. Kyle, thank you for the follow. Burrow, Hurts, or May. Yeah, that's like I was saying. I fully expect a good game from Burrow. But I'm going Jalen Hurts, and I'm hoping that he lights it up against Puka. So I'm hoping for the best for Jalen Hurts. Money, Zay Flowers, or T. Higgins. This pains me to say. I'm a biased Baltimore Ravens fan. That being said, I fully expect a big game from Joe Burrow. Yes, go Hurt so good. So I would do T. Higgins. Ryank, I would pick McLaurin over Watson. I know Watson's been, but you know what? I might do Watson. Watson's not going to be at 100%, and it's going to be cold. But you only need a couple catches for Watson to have a big game. So I think McLaurin struggles against the Philly defense, and so I would put Watson in. Thomas, Brian Thomas, Michael Wilson, or Diggs. Honestly, I would go Michael Wilson, and I do that because MHJ is back. I think that just helps him even more. Brian Thomas Jr., I fully expect to live on Certain Island, so I don't think that he's going to do well at all. And I think Michael Wilson has a better game than Stephon Diggs. Felix, DJ Moore, Judkins, Harrison Jr., Devontae Smith. So I'm playing Devontae Smith against Puka. So I am trying to hope for a huge game. So if he does have a huge game, I would hope that you start Devontae Smith and have a huge game with me. That being said, DJ Moore is kind of in a really good position with the other receivers out. What do we got? Ollie. I might do Stroud out of those quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts got me 30 points against Las Vegas last week, so I fully expect Stroud to do well. If Jacobs plays, would you start him or DJ Moore? Grayson, there's no way you're going to bench Josh Jacobs for DJ Moore. No way. Come on, man. Let's not start getting cute in the semifinals of fantasy playoffs. F Millie. What the fuck? AJB, Evans, or London start two. Honestly, I would just go AJB and Evans. I don't really know what to expect from Drake London coming back, and AJ Brown's been really good lately. So Shane, Brock Purdy, Caleb Williams, Jacoby Brissett, Swift, or Henry. Are you talking Derrick Henry? Like you're gonna bench Derrick Henry? Really? Damn, dude, savage. And then I'd probably start Brock Purdy on Monday night. I think he's in a better position. Mayfield or Goff, Fannin or Pitts. Honestly, I'd probably go Goff. I think he has a higher upside, and I think Pitts is better than Fannin. Honestly, I don't care for the Cleveland offense. Yeah, I don't know that I care for the Cleveland offense. So no, thank you. Caleb Murray, Brock Purdy, or Lamar. Blake, you're talking to a biased Baltimore Ravens fan, so I'm taking Lamar all day. And I think he's got the highest upside. Anderson, Franklin, Debo, and Reed. That's who you're starting. I like it. I'm okay with them. I probably would switch out Debo, but yeah, I like it. Wyatt, McLaurin, Keenan, Shakir, Gaston, pick two. Yeah, I might do Keenan. I might just do Keenan and Gadsden. Hope for the best against a been doing bad Dallas defense, right? Jay Rizzo, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. I would do Franklin over Jalen Reed. Need two, ETN, Javante, Aaron Jones, or Genty, PBR. So I would go Aaron Jones and ETN. I don't know that I want any part of Javante Williams against the Chargers defense and Genty going against Houston. No, thank you. Bench between T. Higgins, Sutton, Harvey, and Pickens. Honestly, my man, Nikor, I would bench Pickens. I just don't know how we start him with any sort of confidence. Hey, no problem at all, man. I hope that works out for you. Yeah, I just don't know how we start Pickens with any sort of confidence. I know that RJ Harvey's playing the best run defense in the league, but I just can't tell you to start Pickens with any sort of confidence and feel good about it. You know what I mean? So, Luca, starting running backs tend to hold a little bit more weight to me. So I would go actually Woody Marks over Michael Carter. But if Marks ends up not playing, then I feel totally confident doing Michael Carter over Christian Watson. Alvin, DJ Moore over Gainwell. I might. DJ Moore has not a lot of competition around him for targets. And Gainwell, that Detroit defense actually limits running backs really well, so I might. Nicholas, full PBR, Terry, or Tet in the flex. I don't I don't love either of those. Full PBR, I might consider Terry. Standard, I would probably consider Tet. I don't know. I don't really care for either of them, if I'm being honest. But I really don't care for Carolina, so I would definitely do Terry. Javonte or Lad in the flex PPR. Hey, yeah, I might still go Lad, man. I don't know if I want to do Javonte. FM Millie, T Law, Dart, or Knicks. I think Knicks has the highest upside out of those guys. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence does well enough against Knicks. I think Knicks does better than Lawrence. And I don't know that Dart does well against the Minnesota defense. Haley, Mike Evans, or Aguka. I would go Evans. I don't really know how we start Aguka with any sort of confidence. Jonathan, I would do. Oh, really? Okay. Jonathan, I would do Reed over Tet. I don't care for I don't care for Carolina Panthers. Jorge, I would do CJ over Dak. I don't know if we can start Dak with any sort of confidence. And CJ, last week, Jalen Hurts got me 30 points against Las Vegas. So I'm fully expecting CJ to do that. Jonathan, no problem, man. I hope it works out. Bing, bong, bing. Lamar over Purdy. I think he's got higher upside. Also, I'm a biased Baltimore Ravens fan. Thank you for the follow. User, I might do Reed over Godwin. Hey, all right, I know you love them. Carson, thank you for the follow. Pittman, Watson, Flowers, JMO, AJ Brown. Holy fuck. Honestly, I might just do the last three: JMO, AJ Brown, Michael Wilson. Matthew, Dadblock, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Chelsea says, "Don't tell Tina to shh." Yeah, well, Tina's fucking right. Loud. Prince, Young, Dak, or Dart. Honestly, I don't want either of those. You would start Franklin over Reed? I would, 100%. Jacksonville ranks number 20 against the pass, and Troy Franklin and Bo Nix, they've got chemistry going back to Oregon. So like I controversial take, but I would, yeah, 100%. She is perfect. You are 100% correct. Terry or Addison. Yeah, I think Addison against the Giants is probably the way to go. Start in non-PPR, T-Mac or Sutton. Cameron, I don't care for Carolina, so I would do Sutton. Also, I'm fairly expect them to do well. Keep it up, you're great. Will, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Harvey Sutton, Harvey Judkins, Alejandro. I don't want to do Judkins. Like, that's what I mean. Everybody's all on playing Quinshon Judkins this week. And why? Because Trey Henderson just went nuts against Buffalo's defense last week. Are we really saying that Cleveland is on the same level, if not better, than the New England offense? Is that really what we're saying? I don't buy it, man. Mike, Waddle, or Dobbs. Honestly, I think I might just go Dobbs. I don't know if I want to deal with a rookie quarterback. Cincinnati actually does well against the wide receiver position. So what about Love, Nix, and Burrow? I don't know that PPR matters much for a quarterback, but I think Burrow's got the highest upside. I just don't know that. I fully expect him to have a bounce back game. Maybe in Cincinnati, I might have considered benching him, but in Miami, I'm fully expecting a bounce back game from him. Matthew, DJ Moore. I think DJ Moore or Wilson. Is that what we're talking about? I would go DJ Moore. And Sean, fam, I would do DJ Moore over Keenan. No Rome, no Luther. I think he's got the highest upside. Frank Santo, Egbuka, Waddler, McConkey. Honestly, I just don't know how we start Egbuka with any sort of confidence. I think we do Waddle and McConkey. A month ago, I had no way I would have sat Egbuka, but Alejandro Carter or Emmanuel Wilson if Jacobs out. So I think Jacobs is going to play, but I could get behind Emmanuel Wilson if Jacobs is out. He did well last time. Fucking Jesse, Estime or Marks the flex. I mean, I think Estime's got the better matchup, but I don't love that the quarterback runs as much as he does. So I think I might do Marks if he plays, right? Me is Mark, Tet, Egbuka, Harvey, Wilson. If Jacobs doesn't play, pick 2. So I would do Wilson and Harvey if Jacobs doesn't play. But if Jacobs does play, we're obviously playing him. And then I'd play him and Wilson over the rest. Salo, Pickens, or Jettas. Honestly, you're honestly being frank with me. You're going to tell me that you're going to sit Justin Jefferson for George Pickens? I don't believe it. Not a chance. Frank, thank you for the follow. Javonte or Judkins. Yeah, see, that's another one. Like, why are we playing Quinshon Judkins? I don't get it, man. Cleveland looked like garbage last week. And the week before, they played Tennessee, who's terrible. Buffalo looks awesome. They need a win for, and like, are we really saying that Cleveland's on the same level, their offense, as New England, if not better? Cleveland, like, is that really what we're saying? I don't think so. El Macho, Brissett, or Purdy. I fully expect Purdy to have a good game, and I tend to lean towards the Monday games. That being said, I expect Brissett to have a really good game too. I'd probably say like 25, 30 points. And if that's something that you can live with on your bench going into Monday night, hoping for Purdy to replicate that, I can get behind it. But that being said, I fully expect Brissett to have a good game too. So I think Brissett, just for the peace of mind, might be the way to go. No problem at all, man. I hope that helps. I hope it works out. Ethan, AJ Brown, JMO, Mike Evans. No problem at all, man. I hope it works out for you. I hope it helps. I might just do AJ Brown and JMO, Ethan. I think they have the highest upside. Mike Evans went nuts last week, but yeah, I fully expect Brown and JMO to have wicked games too. HGB, Warren or Gainwell. Are you talking Jalen Warren? One of them's the starter, one of them's the backup. My brain can't handle starting the backup ahead of the starter. So I don't know. George, Michael Carter. Yeah, running backs tend to hold a little bit more weight to me than receivers, and especially in the flex when we could have higher upside. I think Michael Carter is the way to go. John, Caleb Williams, or Michael Bryce Young. Oh my God, I don't want to do either. But I don't care for Carolina, so I would do Caleb Williams tonight. Kind of hope for the best. No problem at all, man. I hope that helps. I hope it works out. Higgins questionable, Worthy, Eric Buga. So Lionheart, if Higgins is playing, I'm playing Higgins all day. But if he ends up being out for whatever reason, I would go with Worthy. I love the upside against Tennessee. We watched Shador Sanders throw for 360 yards against Tennessee. No Rashee Rice. Like, I don't know. I don't think Gardner Minshew's that bad. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm excited. Alrighty, guys, I got to get out of here. Thank you so much. George, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Good luck in your matchups today. Send me a DM if I didn't get your questions. We'll definitely rock it out. Christian, sit Wandale Robinson, start the rest. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, an even better weekend. Good luck in your matchups, and I look very forward to seeing you again. I love you guys.